1, 2, haha, yes, whoa, check, well, hey, waha, check, 1, 2. Now then, welcome to the MastoCast. My name is Dan Dixon from Dan Dixon Music, and welcome to episode 106. I've got the intro back now, yay! So, no more me trying to mouth the intro like I did last week, but nah, I found it, so we're all good now. Hope you're all doing very, very well. Hope you're having a lovely weekend if you listen to this on the Friday that comes out. But it's probably likely that if you were like me, you might be in London, Wembley Stadium, watching My Chemical Romance like me. So I'm going to be there. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be playing Black Parade in full. We'll be surrounded by a bunch of fucking minging emos, but that'll be good. It'll be good. Joanne Jett supporting, eh? Fucking, I give a bag, I can take the shine. I don't even know the words, but that'll be cool. But yeah, looking forward to it. So expect next week's episode to be all about that for sure. So yeah, I'm very, very much looking forward to it. So if you are at My Chemical Romance, hope you're having a good one. And if you're not, I hope you're having a lovely weekend. If you listen to this on the Friday that it comes out. The weather is nice and cool now. It's pretty damn nice. So like you know, we've surpassed the heat wave that was on around about the same weekend as Outbreak and that. And at the moment, we're at like, it's overcast. It's in like its 20s and it's like a cool breeze and it's lovely. So yeah, I'm happy to be in this this cool sort of space for now. I don't know what it is. Like I've always been like a summer person, but I don't know. I feel like as I get older, and because of my job being in a bloody factory and that where it's already hot, I feel like I just don't really vibe with summer all that much, because the heat over here is way different to like being on holiday like in Spain or Greece or whatever. Like, it's just humid and sticky and horrible. Like, I just feel disgusting like the minute I walk out, and it's horrible. So yeah, but yeah, it's nice and cool now. It's nice and cool, and I'm really glad. But yeah, today's episode, like I mentioned it last week that I'll have a bit of a catch up of you know, albums that I've been listening to, some games I've been playing, all that sort of stuff. If you are interested in any of that sort of shit, big old shit that this podcast is. So yeah, I'm gonna just talk about some stuff that's going on, really. Yeah, I think what we're gonna do. Shall I talk about video games first? Get them out of the way. Been playing some video games. Kind of, it's been going a bit mental, really, hasn't it? Though, especially with the whole physical disc debacle that's been going on. Yeah, so Sony actually released a statement that they will not be producing physical media for any of their new games from January 2028, and not gonna lie, it sucks, and I fucking, a lot of people have been saying the same thing, really. I think a lot of people are in the same mindset. They're not happy about this whole news. Like just to give you a sort of you know, a sort of a scale of how big this has gone, and like the actual tweet or post on X that come from PlayStation themselves is reached 143 million views, which is nuts. Like, that's massive. So yeah, news on physical discs and new games. There's also news that they're going to be closing down the store for PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita, which I'm not too bothered about, really. But the news on the physical discs, like, I knew like the writing was on the wall, really. I know that a lot of these big companies are trying to push digital over physical, and every now and then we're starting to see a lot more games just be released as digital only and not even released physically. And there's been the whole thing of the new GTA is going to be digital only pretty much, and if you buy it physical, it's just a code in a box. So I knew the writing was on the wall, but I just wasn't expecting it to be this soon, really. So I think this confirms really that the next PlayStation console, the PlayStation 6, will be a digital only thing. But it does suck. It does suck, man. Buying games for yourself on disc, having physically for you, that self-preservation, I think it's just very, very important. And there's always been a lot of stuff going on about not having full ownership with your digital downloads. I've heard of multiple stories of someone would buy a video game or a movie due to this whole DRM thing. I don't know the whole ins and outs of it, but they have the right to remove that download from the store, even if you've spent money on it. You could buy a video game, and then I don't know, later on down the line they'll decide, well, I'm going to remove this from the store, and then all of a sudden that game's no longer yours. You don't own it. It's finito. It's gone. Whereas with discs, you don't have that problem. You've literally got it with you at all times, and you can just pop it in. In some instances, it will start straight away. Sometimes you have to download the data from the disc, but just having it there is, I think, is the preferred method. That's the way I've always looked at it, and that's why I've always kept on buying physical media. I mean, I have been partial for digital downloads. I've got a PlayStation Plus subscription, so whenever something comes for free, of course I'm going to give that a go. And there could be a really, really good deal, and I'll be like, oh, fuck it, yeah, I might as well buy that and download it. And it's one of those things. But I've never been digital over physical for sure. I mean, especially growing up, with the the first iteration of the PlayStations and stuff like that, and having your game right in your hand. You can look at the artwork, you can look at all the details in the back. You have some really cool manuals, maps and stuff like that. It's just a bit of you, isn't it? And I know the physical format has kind of gone a bit downhill. With the exception of some of the cool stuff that I like to get into is the steel cases and the deluxe editions. The fact that we potentially won't have any more of that as well. It kind of bothers me. I do like having steel cases and shit for something that I really like. But yeah, it's just a real shame. It's just a real shame, and I've had a lot of nice memories of birthdays, Christmases, and you see that DVD shaped looking thing, and you think, oh, it's going to be a game, and you can get that for Christmas. What's that going to be now? Is it going to be oh, here's a card with £50 worth of PlayStation credit. Note yourself to a game. Bit of a shame that you can't really, at some point in years to come, when everything's all digital, that it's just going to be a bit of that, really. And like I said, I've had loads of nice memories of having stuff on physical format, and I remember when the day I turned 18 was the day Red Dead Redemption came out, and me and my mate Elliot, we were on our college break, and it was my 18th birthday, and I had my ID with me, and I went to Game Station, and I bought 2 copies of Red Dead Redemption, because I had to buy Elliot because he wasn't turned 18 yet. So, and it was just fucked off the rest of college for the day and played Red Dead Redemption. So, it's one of them things, that all those core memories, that's just something we're gonna have to sort of cherish, really. And yeah, it is unfortunate. Even though the feedback to this has been mainly negative towards Sony. Will they do a U-turn and say, you know what, we're gonna keep it going with the whole physical, what, like all the fans are right. We're gonna keep going with like the discs and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a bit weird. I can't imagine that happening though. I just can't imagine them just like making a U-turn as big as that. Because I mean, the thing is, I imagine Xbox is going to be the same. Yes, down the line, that's going to be all digital. Nintendo might carry it on for a bit longer because, like, I know like physical media is quite important in Japan, that sort of thing. So I imagine like Nintendo will try and hang on to that for quite a bit longer. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, but it does suck. It does suck. But that's where we are, unfortunately. So yeah, sort of wanted to give you my 2 cents of all. There's been a lot of opinions about it. There's like people been trying to like boycott Sony by like cancelling like the PlayStation Plus subscription and all that sort of stuff. But yeah. So RIP physical media in 2028. Like literally in about just under a year and a half's time. Crap, innit? Crap. So yeah, pants. But apart from that, I'm gonna chat to you about a few games that I've been playing. Really, stuff that I've been, some old, some new-ish, and the one I mentioned briefly last week was Eco. I finished that, and it's not a long game at all. Took me about 6 hours to finish, and I really bloody enjoyed this. So I don't know if you are aware of Eco. It came out on the PlayStation 2, 2001. It also had like a HD Classics re-release for the PlayStation 3, like alongside Shadow of Colossus. And yeah, that game is it's made by who's it made by? Let me have a look. I've just got the Wikipedia up there. So it was produced by Fumito I can't pronounce it. Fumito Ueda. I hope I've probably pronounced that wrong. But yeah, it's been directed. The cover was also painted by said director, and yeah, it's like this little game, nice little story, and produced by the same person who did Shadow of Colossus and I believe Last Guardian as well. And there's going to be another one due out. I don't know whether it might be this year or next year, called Gen Atlas. So it's that sort of thing. So I've not done a lot of games, but like it's the really like big art pieces. Like they look stunning. They're quite emotive stories with very little dialogue, that sort of thing. That's what I got out of Shadow of Colossus, and I've got the same out of Eco as well. I've not played The Last Guardian yet, but I will do at some point soon. So Eco is about you play as like this young boy. He gets captured and then taken back to this castle. Don't know how he gets captured or anything like that. That's just how you're just sort of thrown into it. You get captured, you get put in like this coffin, you somehow escape the coffin and come across like this young sort of pale, sort of ghostly like girl character, and like there's barely any dialogue. It's all spoken in some sort of different language that we can understand. It's all like, well, he's subtitled in English, so you know what he's saying. But like, whenever she speaks, like the subtitles for her, like all these weird symbols, and like we don't know what she's saying. So they don't really know what like they're saying or anything like that. But they decide to stick together, and you basically sort of try and escape this castle. And basically you got to make your way through all of these sort of like shadow demons who will try and take away this girl, and and then if you don't rescue her, like you end up turning to stone, basically. And it's really really awesome. The game is stunning for a game of like it's 25 years old, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. It's very picturesque. Even for, I mean, I know I played like the HD remake, well not remake, sorry, the remaster for the PS3, and yeah, I was playing it and I was just like, this is fucking stunning, and like there's not some very nice music here and there, and it's very very interesting, unique. With like I said, very little dialogue, but it's one of those where it's like you don't need too much to say what's going on. The puzzles are really cool, really fun, and yeah, very little combat. You literally have like two weapons throughout the whole thing. You start off with a stick and then you end up finding a sword later on down the line, and yeah, it's very very cool. And obviously I won't spoil the ending for you or anything like that, but like considering like this is like a pair of characters that I just met, like there's a lot of like kind of they've obviously feel that they got to be close to each other all the time. Like you basically got to hold this this girl Yorda, her name is. You got to hold her hand throughout the whole thing. But like basically, like the keepers of this sort of castle, basically stopping her from escaping, and you're trying to help get her out and yourself. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. It's a really nice, stunning game, a lot of emotion, and yeah, it's one of those that I'd like to play again, definitely. And I reckon I'd get through it a lot faster, just because I would know what I'm doing. But yeah, but even still, like, it took me like 6 hours to finish, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I mean, you can get it on PS2, and it probably goes for about 20 quid, something like that. Like if you were, it's one of those where like I think it was got a lot more attention later on down the line. So like let's see if I can try and find it. So if you look up for like Eco PlayStation 2, oh but yeah, so you're looking at about £20 for this game, and if you get like the there's like they've got like a cardboard sort of edition, and that's about 40 odd quid. But if you get like just the general sort of PlayStation 2 like box, like it's about 22 quid by the looks of it. But yeah, really well worth it. And but like if you've got a PlayStation 3, you're probably better off getting that, which is also bundled in with Shadow of Colossus, which is again another fantastic game. Like that can be done in like 8 hours. So there's that as well, and that was like I think it was like 25 quid from CEX I paid for. It's really, really well worth the money. So yeah, excuse me, I nearly burped. But yeah, really, really good. Eco, it's spelled ICO, and that's it. Very, very nice game. Yeah, recommend it. Been playing a lot of GTA 5. I've gone really into that recently, just because I just couldn't really figure out what to play. I'm about 20 hours into it already, and it's just one of those, I feel like I've barely scratched the surface of it. And yeah, I've not played it in a few years. I've replayed it once, like all the way through, and it is one of the best games ever at the moment. Like, it's just fucking great. Like, I'm just getting really, really excited for the the GTA 6 that's going to be coming out in November on the 19th. So I'm very, very excited for that. Yeah, I've been playing through GTA 5. It's just so good at the moment. Like, it's just so funny. It's aged really, really well. The gameplay on it is fucking stellar. So yeah, I'm just having a good time replaying that at the moment and playing through it, and just getting stoked for the new GTA, because that's going to be something else when that comes out, big time. It's going to be one of the biggest releases ever. So yeah, looking forward to GTA 6. It's going to be great, and yeah, been playing quite a lot of GTA 5. So yeah, been playing that. played through Last of Us Part 1 as well quite recently, actually. Um, I'm sure if anyone was there back for I think it was like episode 50 or something where I started doing like my top five favorite video games, something like that. I did a video game episode years ago, and well, not years ago, maybe a couple of years ago. So that is years ago. Fucking shut up, Dan. So yeah, I played that. I think it was literally like a couple of weeks ago. I finished it. But anyways, I did a podcast. This is what I was trying to say. I did a podcast years ago, about my top 5 favorite video games, and I put Last of Us as number 1. I think these days I might tend to go for like Metal Gear Solid as my favorite, because that was number 2, and I think now these days I'll probably just say around and say like Metal Gear Solid's my favorite, but like Last of Us is my second favorite for sure. Masterpiece game, one of the best, like just an incredible game. I played it to death. It's aged incredibly well, but it's had like a bunch of like remasters and stuff like that down the line. So obviously I've played the original like when it came out on PS3. I've still got my copy sitting behind me. When I got my PS4, I played the remastered version, and like it just looked really, really bloody nice on there. And I think it was it last year or the year before? I think it might have been the year before when we got The Last of Us Part 1 remade pretty much onto PS5. And I was a bit like, what's the point really? It's because like the old ones like still look fine. Like they still look great. So I was kind of a bit like, do we need this? Do we need this at all? But I still don't think we need it. But it's bloody nice. It's bloody lovely. And, I was just playing through it because I couldn't think of anything else to play, really. I hadn't bought any new games, so I was like, well, I'm going to go play through this game. I'm going to play through it and, just, have a good time on it and see what this new remake is like. And, yeah, like, it is bloody nice. Like, you can't not like fucking appreciate how good it looks. Like whether you think like we need a remake of like The Last of Us Part 1. I mean, obviously it is like side by side, like the exact same like cutscenes and everything and the same gameplay. I think it's just like got a few like sort of quality of life improvements, like just maybe like the animation is slightly smoother, and like the whole like the HUD is kind of similar to like what the Last of Us Part 2 was when that one came out. But like the graphics on it are absolutely stunning. It does look beautiful. It's one of those where like you would like get to like a different like scene and part of it, or like different part of a game, and you would just sort of stop and you would just look around with your camera and just like observe your environment. Like it does look absolutely beautiful. It is great, and like there's been like a sort of like some of like the facial expressions like look quite different, and like, I think like some characters like look a bit older, maybe slightly more weathered. But yeah, it's great. I mean, this is probably going to be my way of playing The Last of Us from now on, really, because it does look better. It does look admittedly better, and that's not to downplay, the original on the PS3 or the remaster that came out on the PlayStation 4. Like, it is just, it's a 10 out of 10 experience. It's amazing, and yeah, it's great. Like, if you've not played this game, do it. Just do it. Like whether you have a PlayStation 3 or a 4 or a 5, even if all you can afford, well, not all you can afford, that sounds a bit daft, but like, even if all you can get is like the remaster right over the remake, because that remake has probably held its value quite a bit more. But like, just play any of them. They're all great. But yeah, part one, the remake rap part one is gonna be. It's not really a remake though, is it? I'd say it's more of a remaster. It's a remaster of a remaster. But yeah, it's great. It's fucking great. Last was part one, mint. So yeah, that's it for games really. Yeah, I mean, I still haven't finished fucking Hades 2. I should probably get back onto that. I've not been on the Switch 2 in a few weeks, so I'll probably get back onto that at some point. I want to play that Pragmata. It looks really good. Looks really, really good. So I'll probably get that soon. But yeah, nothing but good vibes. Nothing but good vibes on Last of Us. But yeah, I think I'll get Pragmata. I think that'll be the next one I'll get. So I'm just gonna have a quick sip of Dr. Pepper Cream Swell. Oh my god, this Cream Swell Dr. Pepper is so good. I'm just gonna give you a little bit of ASMR. Ah, lovely, lovely. Anyways, I'm gonna chat to you about some music I've been listening to since it's been a while since I've been talking about any albums on here. It's been a bit of a hot minute, so it gives me great joy to talk about the first album on this list. I mean, I think the last few albums I was talking about on the podcast was I think it might have been Basement, Periphery's new album, and that Hot and Freddy album as well. So like, there's been a few albums that have come out ever since then. So I'm going to pick a few that really highlighted it. So the first one for this one, which I'm very, very stoked about, is the new Marmozets album called Cowardice, and it's the third album by the Yorkshire now 4-piece. They were a 5-piece. I think during the sort of quote unquote Reformation, they never really went anywhere. They just sort of settled down a bit. But they've been away for a long time, anyways. The last album, Knowing What You Know Now, that came out in 2018. So a good 8-year gap since we've heard anything from that band, really. And it's all been like, ever since then, it's all been like, oh, big things coming soon, and oh, we're working on something, and it's just been a bit like, oh, come on, I just want something. Stop teasing me. Stop teasing me. And we're finally here. We got Cowardice, and it's one of those things. Like, I mean, I believe, yeah, that's right, because Becca McIntyre, she's a mum now. The guitar player is, I believe, married to said singer, also the dad of the baby. So, and the rest of them are also like family, and yeah. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, upon like returning with new music and all, I believe the bass player left the band. So the other guitar player, he decided to play bass, coming back into the band. So it would be interesting to see what they sound like live now these days, because unfortunately I couldn't get a ticket to see them at the Brudenell like earlier on this year. Like, there's they've come back and they've started doing some tours again, and they played Downloads. I think they're playing 2003 this year. They've just played Finsbury Park with Biffy Clyro. So yeah, I'm just really stoked at the back because they're a fucking mint band, and the last two albums are fucking stellar. Like, the Weird and Wonderful Marmozets, fucking brilliant. Knowing What You Know Now, almost equally as fucking brilliant as the first album. Like, that is also a brilliant album. So we're back with another brilliant album, which is great, which is really, 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 really great. I'm very, very happy to hear new Marmozets again, and they're doing something slightly different on this one. Like, if you heard like the first album, it was very sort of dirty sound, and there's a lot of like aggressive vocals from Becca McIntyre, like very shouty stuff, but still like really, really cool and angular and interesting. And I think knowing what you know now up to the pop a little bit, and I think they've done it again, and they've kind of gone a bit more sort of Queen to Stone Age, LCD sound system, bits of Devo here and there. Like it's very fucking great. This album, it's awesome. Like Kiss from a Mother, which is the opener for this track, like starts off with like all these sort of like kind of like Ecstasy of Gold, like Western sort of whistling and like the rattlesnake sort of what they called, fucking maracas coming in and the clean sort of reverberated guitars, and then before just getting into this really fast moshy rock song with like bits of like Devo, like weird vocals coming in from Becky McIntyre. Like Kiss from a Mother is a fantastic opener. It's great. And like having songs like New York and Cut Back is probably my favourite song on the album. It's just proper, it's like a proper dancey riff. Like it's kind of like Franz Ferdinand, but like through like this awesome synthy sounding guitar. Like it's just got this mint riff, and it's so catchy. With a lot of like, there's a lot of like electronics going on in the background as well. It sounds so good, and like it's so catchy. I love Cutback, it's brilliant. But but the album is very varied. Like Swear I'm Alive is like a bit more of a moody kind of slow type track. Dandy is like this beautiful little acoustic ballad, which is, I believe, sort of dedicated to like motherhood and like maybe dedicated to like their offspring and stuff. But like Last Night is just a really cool pop rock banger. You Want the Truth, very heavily distorted bass driven, like Queen to Stone Age sounding thing, but like it ends with like the track Keep Going Darling, which is like 7.5 minutes long, and it's like this high vis Brit poppy sounding track, which is just a hell of a finale of this album. It's fucking great, like proper punchy, fucking real, like sun kissed. Like it's one of those that would sound fantastic like in like a field outside, like on a festival or something like that. Like yeah, it's just really good to have them back. I think they're really, really good, and they've come back with a really, really good album, really good, strong. It's, Marmozets have been going for quite a long time. First album came out in 2014. The second album came out 4 years later than that, and we're only on their third album so far. And this might be the weakest of the 3 albums, but it is still really bloody good, and it's better than a lot of things that are out these days that come from Kerrang or whatever. Like they just fucking rock, and I hope to see them live again soon, because it's been way too long, really. I mean, the last time I saw them live was Download Main Stage 2018, like same year they brought out their last album. And just after that, they just stopped being a band. And I know, like, they had a lot of stuff to attend to, like, being parents and family life, and which is, absolutely fair enough. Just hopefully we don't have to wait too long again to hear any new music or see them live, because they are just fucking world class Marmozets. So yeah, the new album is called Cowardice. I highly recommend it. It's spelled quite weird. So it's CO full stop war full stop and dice full stop. But it's Cowardice. That's basically what it's called. It's a red album cover. It's got the band on it. Yeah, it's mint. So yeah, highly, highly, highly recommend that album. It's really bloody good. And another one I'm highly going to recommend, even though I was kind of chatting about them a little bit on the Outbreak episode I did last week, and because they were the secret band, I was a bit like, meh, why they're a secret band? I've seen them a bunch. That is not to undermine this album at all. This is the second album from Static Dress, called Injury Episode. They're a band that, like, I've always been impressed with more on a live band setting and creative setting than I have been with the actual music itself, if that makes sense. Like, Static Dress weren't a band I went out my way to listen to all that much. Like, because I quite liked the first album, Rough Carpet Disaster. But I always thought when I listened to that album, I was like, I feel like this should be better, because I think this band are very, very creative and they've always very, very good live. I feel like they've got something more about them, and I think like that album was like just fine. And I've been basically waiting for an album that was going to be a big step up like something that really resembles the art and really, really speaks for it, like in a very, very, very high standard, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if because they're very arty, they're very conceptual. I was hoping for something that was going to knock my socks off, and this album does, finally, which I'm very, very, very glad for. So this album was produced by the guitar player from Loathe, Eric, and all of the production that's gone into this album is really fucking stellar. This album, like, the production on this album is fucking brilliant. Like, there's so many layers. Like, the guitar tones are fantastic. Like, the vocals really, really do pop out. Like, it's a really well produced and mixed album. That's what I want to say for sure. And the songs, the step up in quality in the choruses and the riffs and everything, like, it's just increased tenfold, I think, in my opinion. And I just think a lot of these songs work way better live as well. I think they sound fucking class. And yeah, like, I think, like, before I saw them at Slam Dunk, like, they already had, like, a few singles out for this album. Like, they had Hospice, they had Nostalgia Kills, and Human Props, which are all fucking mint singles. And, like, when I was listening to those singles, I was like, I'm actually pretty excited for this album now, because it's fucking class. Like, the singles are really fucking good, and the rest of the album lives up to it as well. And like, we got a track on here called Pharmacy Film, which got this fucking proper stompy riff on it to start off with, and like the chorus has just got that fucking "so break me off so I cannot feel it," like, proper catchy. It's been stuck in my head for like the past few weeks now. Like, I've been fucking rinsing this album, absolutely rinsing it. Nostalgia Kills is just like a proper heavy throwback, like, to sort of like early noughties, like, metalcore. It's got that Under Oath section in it, and like Hospice is like proper. It's got like a proper old, like, MCR ballad type feel about it, which I absolutely love. Like, if you look at the fucking music video, it is very much like Helena. It's a lot like that, and yeah, it's a fucking brilliant song. And I gotta say as well, like, with this one being like the ballad, like, quote unquote, on the album, like, when I saw them play that at Slam Dunk, I was like, that was the fucking highlight of the set. Like, that song live was amazing, really, really fucking great. But then, like, you've got like tracks like Mail Bomb, which is like fucking Glassjaw, like, levels of heavy. Like they don't fucking dumb down at all, for sure. Like, they still keep up a lot of that live intensity that they bring, you know, like, on the stage. And like, they have definitely done a really good job of fucking recording that. And Dull Blade Disguise has just got this fucking awesome Deftones feel to, like, the chorus. Like, I can imagine, like, Chino singing, like, "You're joking, like, and just really bookended well with Treading as well. Like, it's a fucking great album, this, man. Like, it's got like a good underlining concept. Like, I haven't really delved too much into the concept. From what I understand, it's about two twins, and I think they're like they go away they're pretty much inseparable. One of them is just under like paparazzi all of the time, and like the other twin is not so much, I believe. You can kind of get a sense of that on the album cover, really, to be fair. Like, if you have a look at the album cover, it kind of gives you a sense of what this sort of concept is about. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing with concept albums. I don't look into them all that much. Are the songs good? That's basically what I do. I mean, I have no idea what the fucking Coheed and Cambria albums are about. I know they all have a concept of some sort. I have no idea what they're about. The songs are just fucking class. Like Good Apollo, Ben and Star, like that's one of my favourite albums ever. I have no idea what it's about, and I've probably listened to that album about 100 times. Anyways, I'm digressing. But the new Static Dress album, Injury Episode, it's out now, and I'm so fucking glad like it's turned out like this way, because like I say, I just really wanted this band to come out with something that was really fucking mint, and they have. And because this was produced by Eric, it's made me look forward to the new Love album even more, because the new singles for that album have been fucking amazing. Like, and all the production on those new singles that are out at the moment are absolutely stellar. I'm just like, I'm really, really looking forward to that album now from that band. So, yeah. Static Dress Injury Episode is out now. Who am I talking about next? Turnover have got a new album out. I'll be honest, I've not really got much to say about this one. But Turnover are back. I mean, they've always been with us, but you know, they've never left. But I guess they are back in a sense, because they're not really doing the whole loungy, Tame parlory sort of thing anymore. They've recently did the Peripheral Vision tour last year. Went to go see them on that, and they were really, really great. I believe I've talked about that on this podcast before. And yeah, you know, me and Haley went to see them at London O2 Kentish Town Forum, and they actually played 2 songs from this album that hadn't been released yet, not even as singles or anything. And yeah, they played a couple of new songs, and they sounded very Peripheral Vision-esque. And so, like, we then got, like, an announcement for this album that they had 2 songs out. They had Nightjar and I can't remember what the other song was. I think it was I See You and Realize. That was the other track that been released for the new album. And then, like, I think it was like 4 weeks later, the new album was out. So yeah, it was quite exciting to see that they've just recorded this new album, and it's going to be out. You know, like they've basically just released like 2 singles, and then all of a sudden it was like out in a few weeks, which is really cool. And the singles I do like. I think the singles are really cool. They are quite Peripheral Vision-esque, and I think a lot of the albums actually, I think it actually reminds me more of Good Nature, which is the album that came out afterwards. Because I think like his voice is a lot deeper, and there's like some vocoder effects all over the album. So like, if it sounds a bit more of like a more mature Turnover, but like more, I think it sounds more close to like Good Nature than it does Peripheral Vision, which, you know, I like Good Nature. Peripheral Vision's a 10. I wasn't expecting them to, you know, make the quality of Peripheral Vision, to be honest. But this album's alright. It's fine, really. Maybe I haven't listened to it enough, but I've had it on a few times, and it's kind of gone over my head a little bit, I will say. 10 tracks, 38 minutes. I do like Nightjar. I think Nightjar's a really, really good song. But it kind of struggled to pique my interest throughout listening to this album. But it's not bad, I'll say that. But I kind of felt a bit like that on previous Turnover material before, like after Good Nature, like we had like All Together and Myself in the Way, which are, you know, 2 albums where they've gone through this whole sort of loungy, experimental synthesizer route, which like those albums I think are okay. I don't think like the impact me as much as like Good Nature or Peripheral Vision. Like Myself in the Way might be the one I prefer the most, and to be honest, it's never been like, oh, I just want Turnover to sound like Peripheral Vision again. Like, so I didn't mind that they were like, experimenting and doing something new. Um, but yeah, I wasn't expecting them to like, be back, but like yeah, it's just another alright Turnover album, and that's fine. I'll still go see them for sure. I believe they are touring this year. So yeah, I think I might have to give the album a couple more listens, and maybe I'll report back on it for sure. And yeah, so that's Turnover. I guess who else has released another bloody album? That's right, another bloody album this year. Bloody Converge, who I just talked about last week, who played Outbreak. They released an album early this year, Love Is Not Enough, which is like probably my favourite album of the year. That album is fucking mint. And then all of a sudden, we got another album coming out, which just come out at the beginning of June, called Hum of Hurt. So basically, Converge have been spending a lot of time just recording material. They basically had enough for like a double album. And I think they turned around and just said, you know what, let's just release it as two different albums, have them in a certain order, and release it that way. Because I think ended up being a really good idea, all in all, to be fair. So I definitely prefer Love Is Not Enough. This is still really fucking good. This is fucking awesome. I think this one is a bit more groove orientated, a bit more riffy, whereas the last one was like really abrasive. It reminds me a lot of like Jane Doe and Axe to Fall and You Fail Me, like the really sort of early Converge, whereas this one is kind of a bit more reminiscent of like the previous album, before Love Is Not Enough, which is like The Dusk on Us. I think it reminds me a bit more of that. It's a bit more groove, it's a bit more moody, slightly darker, but they're still getting to like that fast fucking pace every now and then. It's still heavy as fuck. It's fucking great, and Doom and Bloom and is probably like my favourite single of this album. I think it's fucking great, and Hum of Hurt is just like really sort of that reminds me of like one of the tracks of The Dusk in Us. I forgot what it's called, but it reminds me of like that sort of material. But like Detonate is just like a really cool rocker of a track, and it's got like that really catchy chorus at the end where it's like Detonator, like Dream Debris. Dream Debris kind of reminds me a lot of the track that is on the last album, I'm on a Mark. It does actually remind me a bit of that, where it's just like really sludgy and hulking and like very, very dark sounding. Yeah, Converge have released a good album, and also Water Is Fucking Wet. Converge are just one of the greatest bands ever, and I'm just waiting for my pre-order to come through the door, because it's the same things happened with the last album, where the last album came out in April and the vinyl didn't arrive till about May, I think. And similar to this one, like this album came out on the 5th of June and the vinyl will arrive on I believe it's the 17th of this month, same day as the new Love album. So yeah, new Converge, looking forward to it. Gonna be really good. Well, I mean, I know it's really good. I'm just looking forward to the album. I will say I'm not keen on the album artwork. It's literally just a sound wave, a yellow sound wave. Like I love Jake Bannon's like artwork, like because he's just done all the Converge stuff. Like, I really like the look of the last album cover, like with the sort of angel figure and stuff. Like really, really cool illustration. But yeah, I think the album cover for this one's a bit pants. Yeah, but still a great album. Still a great album. Fucking love Converge. What else have I got to talk about? There's a new Guilt Trip album that's out now called Armor of Angels. They've really blown up quite recently, and like they did like a fucking core headline tour with Malevolence out in the US, and like they're getting on some big stages, and they had a lot of people at Slam Dunk. Like they had a big turnout, and Guilt Trip are good. Guilt Trip are really, really good. I quite like them. And I think this album might be better than the last one. I think the last one's really good. Quite strong. It doesn't really do a lot different. Doesn't really do a lot different from the last album. It's more or less the same thing. But they are big, heavy, hardcore, but like stroke of metalcore in there, like type songs, like very, very anthemic sounding, lots of mosh calls. Fucking hell, so many fucking pinch harmonics and it like natural harmonics. It's like ADHD, and that was like it's like every sort of 2 seconds like jung 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 booda jung 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 dun 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 dun, like, which, not bad at all, not a bad thing. But I was like, fucking hell, they do more fucking harmonics than Machine Head do, and Kill Switch put together. But full of riffs. It's fucking great. They got a they've got a guest spot from Sonny Sandoval, from POD of all people. Very sort of like he's like influenced, but like this is like just some really cool modern hardcore, and from Manchester, and lots of cool riffs, some fucking great drumming on this album. Like the drummer on this album is great. Like One by One, big, Cut from God, brilliant. Burn is just an absolute banger, and what else is on there? Like Suffer Me is great as well. 12 tracks, 34 minutes long, on Roadrunner Records as well. So, yeah, there you go. New Guilt Trip, Armor of Angels. That's a good album. Highly recommend that. There's also 100 Demons back with a new album if you want some hardcore fucking madness. First album in 20 years, I believe. Ever since the was it the self-titled? No, bloody longer than that, actually. 22 years. So, since the self-titled 100 Demons album that came out. That's a beast of an album. But this one's also really fucking good. It's called Embrace the Black Light. So, first album in over 20 years. And it's one of those, like, it feels like they've not lost it at all. Like, just full of hulking riffs. Fucking nasty-ass hardcore, metalcore. And, just really sort of like those really deep vocals, like and like when it gets melodic, it sounds great. But it's mainly just fucking breakdowns and beatdowns and stuff like that. Meat for the Beast was like the single that came out, and that got me really hyped for that album. Hacks on Hammer is just fucking got that fucking really cool vocal in the line, like fly your banner, swing the hammer. It's like really cool, and also got a guest spot from Colin Young of Twitching Tongues doing The Cold Wind of the Crossroads, which is a really, really cool guest spot. Like, he's got a fucking mint voice, so yeah, that's a really, really cool one. So yeah, 100 Demons, Embrace the Black Light, really cool album. And I think that is all for new albums, really. I can't really think of what else, to be honest. So that'll do. That will bloody do. And yeah, thank you very much for listening to episode 106 of the MastoCast. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. I'll be back next week. Gonna be talking about my testicle romance at Wembley Stadium, playing the Black Parade in its entirety. Very much looking forward to that. Joe and Jet will be there as well. I love rock and roll. Fucking hate that song. But it'll be good. it'll be really, really cool. So yeah, I'll be back talking about that. I don't know if there's any new albums that are at the moment that I'll be talking about. I'll probably be playing some more GTA. So yeah, thanks very much for listening, folks, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. And if you're seeing My Chemical Romance, have a good one. See you there. Bye.